What is up, guys? My name's Nate and welcome to Heavy Pedal Garage. This is the channel where we're going to be working on this old Firebird. If you wouldn't mind, please consider subscribing so that you can follow along with this build and also support this free content, support the channel. So today we're going to work on this door. Last episode we got the fender all cleaned up. Got some primer on it, got it installed. It's got a aftermarket door skin on there. Previous videos we've worked over the gap, so if you haven't seen those, go ahead and check them out. Get yourself caught up with where we're at. We're going to block this door down, see where our imperfections are, get some filler on it to clean it up, and then we're going to finish up with some primer. So thanks for stopping by. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, and let's get to work. Quick little tour of the door here. There's where we finished up with the gap. Looks pretty good. Obviously got a little bit of action going on here with the block sander. You can see I've got a low right in there. So a little bit of work along the edges to get it up to a speed with what I need. Little dent there. I think that's where I opened the door. Into my toolbox. Stupid move. But we can fix that. It's too bad it's right on the body line. But we'll make it work. Bottom gap looks pretty good. So over here, a little bit of fiberglass filler on there that I had left over from another wipe. So we'll get that sanded down. Door gap's looking good. I will have a little bit of work to do on the quarter side. So we'll block across the gap, make sure it's all tight. Same with the front. We'll do a quick block across the door skin with 120, sand that EDP coat down, and just check and see where we're at as far as what we need to do to make that happen. So here we go. Like a spotted leopard, but I can tell you it's not as bad as it looks on camera. I mean, that's what you get when you get an aftermarket skin. Granted, it's been on the car for a couple, 3 years, so maybe it's seen a little bit of action, but really I think all the waves and stuff in it are from the stamping, and really a lot of this you can't even detect it by feel, so I think that primer will cover it up. But there are a couple spots that I'm sure are probably from me, but there's a few spots right here where we'll go ahead and put some filler in it. I mentioned that gap. I mentioned the body line dent right there, so you can see that. We'll take care of that. It's a pretty decent one right here. And right there, that one you can't really feel, but I probably will spread a little filler on this section right here. You see how they're kind of darker? And it just means the block really didn't hit them. So yeah, we'll take care of that. And then I knew this was going to be an issue from where I welded a new door gap. So that'll be easy. And then over here didn't turn out too bad. A little bit of work. This is from where I was working on this skin. I kind of got over with my hammer and sandpaper and whatever else and kind of mucked that up a little bit, but I got into the primer. It's not really problems with the metal. And then down here on the bottom is from where I hammered over the door skin. If I remember right, this was the first one I did, and got a little brutal with it, and I learned my lesson. And over on the driver's side, it came out a lot smoother. So, you know, just a wipe or two of filler down there to kind of handle some of that. Should be in good shape. So I'm using the CRE, Corrosion Resistant Epoxy is what that stands for. And it's a PPG product. It goes on pretty thick, and it has that high corrosion resistance. And as you can tell, it actually blocks out pretty good. So we're going to keep moving along with this epoxy primer, the CRE PPG. For now, it's doing pretty good. And when I get to actually cutting this in, moving more towards the paint prep and out of the bodywork stage, we'll see how it goes. And I'll make a decision on whether I even need to use a 2K high build primer on top of this. I can tell you right now, I've been spending a lot of time with the bodywork side, the filler and the blocking, and the little bit that I have blocked out with 120 following the bodywork, like this section right here, I don't think that I'm going to need the 2K. But we will see. If anything, it does have, at least the way I've been spraying it, I've messed around and can't really seem to get this orange peel out of it, but it's not too bad. And with 120, that orange peel is cutting right out. So if I need to reprime, what I'm going to do is thin that epoxy down a little bit more than what it says on the tech sheet, to see if I can't get it to lay down a little smoother. I've experimented with that a little bit, and it has been successful, thinning it down, like over reducing it, and it does spray a lot smoother. So I think if I do need to reprime, instead of using the 2K, I may just put some more epoxy on there. And I really like it because it's layer after layer of corrosion resistant. Should be good. And I've actually done some price comparisons between this product and some of the other, you know, middle of the road 2K high build primers. And when you actually look at the price per sprayable gallon, which is important if you're going to compare prices, you got to look at, after it's mixed and reduced, how much material do you actually have to spray. So do your equations and figure out what the cost per sprayable gallon is, and that will allow you to do some price comparison. But this CRE epoxy is pretty good on price. It was actually cheaper than a lot of the 2Ks. And again, you know, look at your sprayable volume. Some ratios will give you 1.5 gallons sprayable. Other ratios will give you 2 gallons, like if it's a 1-to-1 mix. But this is a 2-to-1, so you get 1.5 gallons before it's reduced. And that's how you look at your numbers. But anyways, I like it. Let's keep on moving on. We're going to mix up some lightweight body filler, and we're going to get to smoothing up some of those spots. So let's get back to work. First wipe done. Pretty sure I got all my spots that I was wanting to get. Now I just gotta let it set up. Back to sanding. Alright guys, so I decided to take the door off. It's going to make things a lot easier on me. Trying to block out this bottom while still on the door. It's going to be a little tough. So if you guys haven't seen the other videos, go back a few. Check out the one that I did on the door, and I'll show you a really neat little trick that makes taking this door on and off during your bodywork and paint process a lot easier. Go back and check that out all along as we build this Firebird, make it one heck of a street machine. I've been after it for 6 years now, so one of these days it's going to get back on the road and you guys are going to get to see some epic burnouts. So stay tuned, keep checking out Heavy Pedal Garage, follow along, subscribe, you don't want to miss it.